Hey guys, you're watching Let's Talk About Prepping. I'm Tyler, your host, and in this video, I'm going to officially begin my rental home survival garden video. Now, if you're like me, you might be a little bit worried about food security in the coming year or two. You might be worried, perhaps, that the current situation might cause an economic recession or depression. Or maybe you just like the idea of producing more fresh food for yourself and think this is a good year to do it, because there's very little investment if you do it right, and there's only benefits really, and it's pretty fun. Whatever the reason, maybe you live in a rental home like me, and whether or not you can get approval to expand your garden plot like I just got, or whether you need to do it with no modifications to the ground or the home, we got you. I'm going to be doing both bucket gardening and raised bed gardening, as well as my expansion to the little flower garden that we've got to throw some food in the ground. I am doing this partly out of concern that there will not be a return to full food supply, or that things will only get worse as the economy is crippled by what's happening right now. So, far from wanting to cause any stress or fear in anybody, I want to help people follow me in the journey to produce more food for myself. I'm going to be focusing on calories and nutrition in as small a volume, high density situation as I can manage. So if you're like me and you actually want to start securing your food source, well, join me in the ride. There's a lot of people doing it, and I suggest you watch them all, and I suggest you do it for yourself. So what I'm doing today, as I've done over there, is tearing up some sod and trying to reclaim some of the soil, some of the nutrients, whatever there are there, so that I'm not just throwing it all in the compost heap and losing it this year. So what I'm doing there is using buckets of water to float the sod in and try to liquefact some of the dirt out, just sort of sift it down out of the grass, out of the roots, and pour it back in the garden, try to save a little bit. Then I'm going to be taking the sod over there and composting it using a combination of the lasagna compost method and worms. This here is my worm bucket. I'm going to be getting serious about growing and using worms for compost. And you know what? If food gets real bad, well, anyway, we're going to be focusing on the garden. So I'll just go ahead and throw a tripod up, and you guys can watch for a second as I tear sod up and try to reclaim some of the soil out of it. Pretty fun little process, and I'm really excited to get this garden going. Hope you're all doing well out there. If there's anything that any of you think I could do to help you, let me know at ltaprepping@gmail.com. All right, stay safe out there, everybody. And there's what remains of my sod. I have it sitting out so that when the sun arrives, it will catch some sun and begin the process of decay, remove a lot of the heat that grass produces whenever it's decaying. That heat and some of the off-gassing can kill my pet worms, which I'm going to use to be composting my grass, my clippings, my organic food scraps, and anything else that I have in order to make some fresh primed dirt. But I don't want that grass to kill them all off as it decomposes, so I'm gonna try to rush that process so I can feed them the organic remains. Anyways, those are the first few steps in my process of tearing up sod and reclaiming some of the soil and beginning to try to enrich the soil so I can grow some food in it. Anyways, hope that's been interesting. Hope you're all doing well out there, and everybody stay tuned for more. Stay safe out there.